Hello, my name is Tony Margiotta. I'm one of the co-founders of CivvySt Tech, or for marketing purposes, CivvySt. I'm passionate about the armed forces. I spent 23 years in the British Army, the Royal Regiment of Fusiliers, and left as a company sergeant major. The last 5 years of my service, I was very privileged again to be selected to do my Green Beret course and work alongside the Royal Marines. I then launched myself into civilian life, doing many different roles. The last 18 years as a veteran, I've been working in various roles, including tech, generic tech. But more recently, in the last 5 years, fintech. And therefore, I'm leveraging the experience I have in technology for this super app that we're developing. Also, in my spare time in the last 18 years, I've assisted many military charities. Now, 18 months ago, the co-founders and I were talking about military stuff, about the experience of transitioning from military to civilian life and what it must be like apart from our own experience. We realised there were a number of challenges that needed to be addressed. So we set it upon ourselves to do lots of interviews, lots of Zoom calls, lots of team calls, and asked veterans and people who are preparing to leave, what is the challenge? What are the challenges? They came up with the following. Firstly, there's so much information out there that is valid, that is needed by our transitioning armed forces personnel. But it's so fragmented across a large landscape that it's often very difficult to find that relevant information and data. Hence our idea of our super app. Secondly, they all felt when they transitioned across that it felt like starting again from scratch. They had no business network or connections or really close civilian friends. It was a struggle. And of course, civilian life is less structured than a military structured upbringing and experience. We get that. So there were some common cries, gripes if you like. So we're addressing that. We're developing the first super app, CivvySt Tech. This app will bring together that network of support and information to enable, ideally, a smooth transition from military to civilian life. What are our funnels? And they're on the pitch deck. But we're concentrating, firstly, on careers, on well-being, on keeping connected, keeping their network together and creating a bigger network and community for them. Financial inclusion, helping them with advice on how to manage their money. Equally, we're considering launching our own bank account called CivvySt Bank through our connections in the tech world. And lastly, mentorship. It's super important, I believe personally, to have a mentor if one can have one. We've got a whole database of mentors who already said we want to assist these armed forces personnel in that transition. So we're concentrating on before, during and after service. What about my team? Well, there's 3 of us. The other 2, Hamish Keane, former Royal Marine, now project manager at Brigantes Consulting. A real young, forward-thrusting individual that is really passionate like me. And we have Derek Stewart, never been in the military, but a hugely successful businessman, running PaySme, a fintech. And he used to also work for BNY Mellon, taking that growth, that business from 0 to $1 billion without even losing money once. Although he did, I think, during the crash. We're passionate. I want to look at all of the armed forces in the eye, and we want to say thank you for your service.